And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll D. And fade up sound. Stand by C and her mic.
News on 6
Roll C. White Q. Stand by 3 in the plasma and their
begin
name.
at 5 o'clock with breaking
Dissolve
news.
Q,
More
animate.
turbulent times for American Airlines today as it announces
Animate
cutting
out.
13,000
the RIM
jobs.
21
And we have
with
just
next.
learned that 2,100 of them are in Tulsa. The airline made the
Ready,
proposal to its
C.
union in Dallas as part of its plan to get out of bankruptcy.
Roll
Dan
C.
Bewley has been following
Take.
this
Stand
story.
by, RIM
He's live
21
now
with.
at the Tulsa maintenance base.
Or
Dan.
22. Dissolve Q animate.
Yeah, good evening.
She's
You know,
on the
American
script.
Airlines is billions of
Animate.
dollars in debt, and the company says it has a plan to
Animate.
get out of that
This
debt,
3 next.
but admits that it could be a very
Ready, this
painful
3.
process here in Tulsa. And the bottom line, as you just mentioned, is American will be cutting 13,000 jobs from its workforce.
Take.
About 2,100 of those jobs will be here in Tulsa. And just to take a look at some of the breakdown of some
go
of
to A
those
clean
cuts, it will
next.
look like this. 4,200 people will lose their jobs from Fleet Service and the Transport Workers Union, 4,600 mechanics and other related areas, and about 1,400
Stand by,
people
A.
from management and support staff will have their jobs cut. In addition to that, American announced today that it will be closing its maintenance base in Fort Worth. Now, American
Roll A.
CEO released
Wipe.
a letter today that he sent to the company's employees.
All right, we're going to be
He said
helpful
this is the time
with
for American to adopt to the changing world
eventually.
or lose the opportunity forever. He said the company wants to improve revenues by $1 billion a year and cut costs by $2 billion. Tom Horton says $1.2 billion in savings will be through employee-related costs and that
Ready,
all work
B with
groups will have
sound.
their budgets cut by 20%. Now, the company also plans to terminate its pension plan and replace it with a 401k, but they say 90% of employees will not see a cutback on their pension benefits if they retire at the age of 65. American said today that it was a very difficult decision to make today, and they feel for their employees, but this is something that simply needed to be done.
Roll B. Sound take. Animate.
After 10
This runs
years
14
of,
seconds.
trying to succeed
Animate
and,
out the RIM
get a
22 with
foothold
next.
in our business,
Excuse me.
using other methods, we've
Ready, RIM
lost
22
billions
with.
of dollars, and we have to take drastic steps.
Take. Q.
Now, there is no timeline
C,
for those
Lori's
cuts.
mic and a
Today's
3 in the
announcement
plasma.
was just a proposal. Will have to be negotiated with the union. The federal bankruptcy judge may step in as well.
Ready,
of course,
C.
we'll continue to follow this situation, have the latest as it develops both on air and online.
Ooh.
Reporting live in Tulsa, Dan Bewley,
Roll
News
C.
on 6.
Take Q. Stand by 3 in the
New at 5
plasma.
o'clock, community leaders respond
Dissolve.
to the news of those
C and
layoffs,
then
but they are
Cameron with
already
next.
saying there are other opportunities for
Ready, C.
American employees. The Chamber of Commerce is meeting
Roll
right
C.
now to talk strategy.
Take.
News
Stand by
on 6 reporter
Cameron
Aaron
with.
Ryan continues our team
Dissolve
coverage.
Q. Animate.
Well, there's been some expectation of this announcement, not
Animate.
anything as drastic as what actually was
Animate.
announced, but the
Ready, A,
Chamber and
sound
the
full,
city have
clean.
both been more closely monitoring lately jobs in the aerospace sector, and they say, at least here in Tulsa, things actually look pretty good.
Roll A. Take sound full. Ready, Q. Q. Animate.
All of those machinists and mechanics at American Airlines
Animate
have
out.
very good
Larry
jobs,
Smith at
but if they
33.
lose them,
Page
they should
7
not
is
be
dying.
unemployed for
7
long.
dies. Page 7 is
Aerospace
dead.
industry experts say many companies besides American are hiring.
Most of the aerospace companies that are part of the Aerospace Alliance in Oklahoma are growing.
Mary Smith leads the Oklahoma Aerospace Alliance, and she's confident Americans' layoffs will be someone else's new employees.
I know there's a place for them in the state.
Ready, Q for Mary.
One of the concerns we should have is in Tulsa is we want to keep them here. As you know,
Can't
Boeing
animate.
is growing by leaps and bounds in Oklahoma City. Tinker is
Animate out.
constantly saying
Michael
they
Woods
can't
at
get the talent they
59.
need.
This runs a minute 39.
I know they'll stay in
As good
Oklahoma,
as
but
they
they're not in
out.
Tulsa.
Without firm numbers on American layoffs in Tulsa, it's hard for even experts to predict the impact. Some American workers will need retraining to get jobs outside of aerospace,
Ready,
but their
key for
chances there
Woodsy?
too are good, but likely at lower
Can't animate.
salaries.
It may require a shift in skills, but most of
Animate
the
out.
American Airlines employees
Dr.
are
Carrot,
already such
106, ready, key.
talented,
Can't animate.
skilled people that the opportunities
Animate
for them
out.
to stay
Mayor
local
Dewey Bartlett at 129.
and shift into something new is, I think, a great opportunity for Tulsa to hold our own.
Tulsa Mayor Dewey Bartlett says between changing jobs and careers, the city is confident
Ready, key.
Tulsa's economy can absorb the layoffs from American.
The aviation aerospace
Can't animate.
industry actually is generally doing pretty well.
Animate
Now
out.
We'll see how
Five out.
American,
Ready. Kim
shakes
Schwab with.
out with what they talk about over the next few days, but the aviation industry is good.
Take you. Animate.
Now, some of that
Video, all right.
optimism
Straight
was
effects next,
before
page
this
4.
announcement came out. That's a little more drastic than what they were expecting, really.
Ready, 3
Local
effects.
officials were expecting 700, maybe even 1,400 layoffs, but not the 2,100 actually announced a few minutes ago. Emery Bryan, News
Animate,
6.
take Q.
A Tulsa
Ready,
teenager
A,
is
whip.
recovering this evening after he was shot in
Roll
the
A,
hand.
take, animate.
At these apartments on East 7th is where it happened. Police say the 16-year-old boy
Animate
told
out.
them that a car
C,
drove
then
up.
back to 3
Words
effects.
were exchanged with people inside. Then someone in the car shot him.
Stand by C.
Officers are still investigating, but no
Roll
arrests have
C.
been made.
Wipe. Stand by 3
One of
effects.
Oklahoma's own saves a
Animate,
life.
dissolve,
An OHP
ready,
trooper
this
is
3.
being called a hero this evening for his
Take,
actions
animate.
after he responded to this rollover accident in
Stand by
Rogers
to animate.
County. The SUV was partially submerged and the driver
Animate.
was wedged between the seat and the
Stand by to
window.
animate.
That's when Trooper Scott
Animate.
Shropshire
Oh, that's it. Stand by
climbed into
C.
the car and held the man's head above water until
Roll
rescue
C.
crews got
Wipe.
there.
Stand by 3 in effects.
And new this evening, Tulsa County's jail
Animate.
has a new
Dissolve.
four-legged occupant. Baxi has a nose for
A,
narcotics and is
sound
only
full.
one of a few dogs in the
Whip
entire
next.
nation assigned full-time
Ready,
to work
A.
in jail. We put a doggy cam on Baxi's harness today so you can see what it's like from her vantage point when she's searching for and finding tobacco, narcotics, even cell phones.
Roll A. Take sound, animate.
Baxi is a 3-year-old Belgian Malinois who came to
Animate
the Tulsa
out.
County Sheriff's Office
All
last
right,
October.
Deputy Miranda
Before that,
Munson
she
at
worked in Van,
34.
Texas, where she had several
This runs
big
a minute
busts,
49. Proud of
including
you.
finding
We're
this
tagged
hidden
2
compartment
straight.
filled with $400,000 cash, this pound and a half of marijuana, and another nearly $12,000 on a traffic stop. Now she's using her nose to sniff out contraband brought into the jail by visitors, who then leave it in the public bathroom or the visitors area for a trustee to smuggle into the
Ready,
inmates.
Key?
Working a jail isn't easy.
A lot of different smells,
Can't animate.
distractions, people yelling at her.
Animate out.
It's a very
Oscar
different
P at
environment.
115.
On this day, Deputy Miranda Munson hides tobacco wrapped in electrical tape in a hole cut inside a mattress, in an electrical outlet in the wall, and in a plastic cup placed in a basket under a bunk. She also puts a cell phone in a Bible with the pages cut out. All typical hiding places for inmates.
She's found marijuana, she's found needles, she's found crack residue off of a chore boy inside a jacket left in the lobby. And she's found quite a bit.
And Baxi loves to work. She is the sniffing
Ready,
queen.
Key?
Even when things are buried in
Key,
trash, coffee grounds, chemicals, she can still hone in on their
Animate up.
targets. Just
All right,
look
that's
at her
last key.
reaction
We're
to
30
the
seconds
electrical
out.
plate. Then after she gets and enjoys her toy as a reward, she's back to work, and it takes her no time at all to find the contraband hidden inside the mattress. Then to the next cell, and her nose
15.
narrows in on the tobacco stuffed inside the plastic cup. And after sniffing around all of the books on the table several times, Baxi
10
comes up with
seconds.
the Bible
Ready,
containing
two.
the hidden cell phone. A pretty impressive job.
Good girl, you did such a good job. Yes, you did. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Now, when it comes to the cell
All
phones,
right, going to
Deputy
C
Munson
next
says
for
there is a
page
combination
8.
of
7
odors
is dead.
unique to all
Ready,
cell phones.
C.
They've been tried to test Baxi by hiding other electronics like Walkmans, but she only alerts
Roll
on
C.
those phones.
Take. Stand by 2
Well,
and
covering the
as soon as we
nation
can get it.
now, a Los Angeles elementary
And
school
dissolve.
teacher is accused of taking bizarre
A clean
pictures
next.
of nearly 24
Ready,
children
A.
in his classroom for sexual
Roll A.
gratification.
Take.
Prosecutors say the
Have a
61-year-old
key here at
veteran
7.
teacher posed the kids as young as 6
Ready, key?
in blindfolds with tape over their
Key,
mouths.
animate.
They say sometimes Mark Burnt even put live cockroaches
Animate
on their
out.
faces and
Wipe
made them
the
drink
C, then the A
bodily
with.
fluids. A judge set his bond
Stand
at
by C.
$23 million. If convicted, he'll
Roll
get
C.
life in prison.
Wipe. Stand by A with.
A cutting-edge new bullet could be the
Roll
future
A.
of military
Wipe. Animate.
machine guns. Engineers in New Mexico have designed
Animate
a bullet
out.
that
Tagging 3 in
twists
effects.
and
Go ahead and
turns to
animate that
guide
LTS.
itself just like a tiny guided missile.
Ready, 3.
They say it works
Take.
with the
Ready,
direction
C
of a
for first
laser
forecast.
and can make up to 30 corrections
Roll
per
C.
second.
Take sound full. Stand by 4 with. Dissolve Q, animate.
A blizzard and
31
temperatures in the
next.
20s 1 year
Stand
ago
by.
today. Today, mid-60s
Dissolve.
across the area. What a difference a year can make, and we had
All right,
thunderstorms,
2 and
even
4
some
for your
severe.
double next,
They
then
developed
tees
just south
off
of
the
Norman.
top
They were
from the
fairly
double.
impressive, and a few isolated severe storms. We had some hail around McAllister and into areas of southeastern Oklahoma. As you can tell, not much going on now as that system has moved off to the east for the time being. 60s across the Sooner State today. Wow. Contrast that with the blizzard of last year. 67 downtown, 65 in Jinx, 62 up in Pryor. We're talking about temperatures to be right around 49 or 50 by 9 o'clock tonight.
Stand by
Clear
your
skies,
double.
quick cool down, not too bad. We'll be up with the latest details on the
Dissolve.
storm
Stand
coming
by
in
A
by
for and
tomorrow
music.
night and Friday in just a little bit.
All right, Travis,
Music.
thank you.
Roll A. Key
Up
dissolve.
next, a crane
Stand by
collapses
B.
outside an Oklahoma hospital,
For sound.
smashing cars in the
Roll
parking
B.
lot.
Key white sound. Stand by our mic. Mic Q.
Plus, the soldier
Stand by your
homecoming that
break.
will really warm your heart. The cameras are rolling for this little girl's big birthday surprise.
Fade this and roll your break.
Fantastic, y'all.
Whew. Hit it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll C. Fade up cure. Stand by 3 and
Turning now
effects.
to education news, Tulsa
Enemy
Public
dissolve.
Schools released more
Ready, key,
details
enemy
about
internet.
new changes for the next school year as part of Project Schoolhouse.
Don't worry about.
But it all still
Stand by to
requires
advance
school board
your half
approval.
screen.
Now,
Advance.
as we told you last night, one recommendation is to
Stand by to
relocate
animate.
Mayo Demonstration Academy to the old Wilson Middle School building.
Animate.
Another is to alleviate overcrowding at Sequoia Elementary by moving students into the former Cleveland Middle School building.
Animate.
And Greeley
Stand by to
Elementary
advance
would
your OTS.
close at the end of this year, and students could transfer to Gilcrease or another school.
Advance it.
There are even more
History
proposed
next.
changes involving Bell
Ready, history.
Elementary, Eisenhower Intermediate, and several early childhood
Take,
programs.
animate.
So
Stand by
if you would
C.
like to read about all of those, just look for this story at
Roll C.
newsonsix.com.
White. Stand by A. Whip.
Covered in other parts of Oklahoma now, several
Roll A.
cars were
White.
damaged
Animate.
when a falling crane smashed onto them outside of Deaconess
Animate out.
Hospital in Oklahoma
B.
City
Sunful
today.
with next.
Firefighters say the crane was hoisting an air conditioning unit to
Ready,
the
B.
roof when it collapsed. Neighbors say they heard it but had no idea what had
Roll
happened.
B. Sound take. Animate.
I
Just run
heard a
7
bigger
seconds.
crash
She'll get a
today,
mic.
and I looked back there and
Animate
didn't see
out.
anything, so I
Stand
didn't
by,
think anything
Mike.
happened until you came up here.
Thank you.
The operator of the crane was
2 for
hurt,
the
but he's
T's
going
next.
to be okay.
Ready,
About
2.
10 gallons of oil and gas also spilled in the parking lot.
Take. Little music.
Pictures you
Careful.
have to see to believe as
Roll
a
A.
young boy
Key dissolve.
dangles from a ski lift.
Stand by T3.
And a boss hands out a life-changing bonus to his workers. You're not going to believe the amount.
Key. White.
Plus, what a way to begin February,
Stand by your
right?
break.
Here's the view from our Osage Casino Skycam network. Travis will have your weekend forecast on the way.
And fade this. Roll your break. Out the C next. Stand by C in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll C. Fade up cure. Stand by
A
A.
father
for
makes it
sound
back
clean.
to the home front just in time to make a birthday wish come
Roll
true.
A. Wipe sound.
That's Daddy. And do you love
Stand
your
by
daddy?
her mic. This runs 13
Guess
seconds.
what, Bailey? Turn around.
My cue.
How
Ready, key.
precious. 6-year-old Bailey was
Key
not
now.
expecting her daddy home until school let out this summer.
Animate
Sergeant
out.
Adam Page has
Be
been gone a
simple,
lot. He
clean
spent the last
next.
9 months in Afghanistan. Before that, he was in Iraq for 18 months. Even when he's back in the States, he doesn't get to stay at
Ready,
their
B.
Salt Lake City home because he is stationed on the other side of the country. So that makes this birthday surprise that much more
Roll B.
special.
Take some full.
Happy.
All right, this runs 12. She'll get a mic.
Happy birthday.
Aw,
Stand by her mic.
that's my only birthday present I wanted. That's you.
Mic cue.
Oh,
3 in
Bailey
a
has a
Zoom with
lot
her
of
name
plans for her
next.
daddy while he's home.
Ready,
She says
three,
they're going to
with.
play a lot, and he's going to drive her to school and stay with her.
Start your move. Take.
Well, we have amazing
Animate.
pictures this
Ready,
evening
A,
of
clean.
Good Samaritans rescuing
Roll
a
A.
boy in
Take.
Wisconsin who was falling off of a ski lift. Look at this video of him dangling these pictures. He was 25 feet
blow
above
this
the
key
ground
off. B
before he
sound full.
dropped into the
Clean.
arms
Ready,
of a
B.
crowd of strangers.
Roll B. Take sound full.
They said
This
1,
runs
2,
12 seconds.
3, and the person on the chairlift let
Very
him go.
safe, wiping the A
and
in her
he was
mic
free
with.
falling,
Stand
and
by A
they
with.
just caught him just effortlessly, and the boy was
Roll
very
A.
safe.
Wipe cue.
And
Animate.
here is another story you don't see every day. Check out this high school basketball
Animate
player
out.
in Alabama making a
Be clean next.
90-foot-long
VO.
full-court shot.
Stand by B.
Now, if that's not enough to
Roll
brag
B.
about, right
Wipe.
before the half, another player on the same
C, then A
team
with next.
nailed a
Stand
half-court
by
buzzer
C.
beater. 2 in one night. That's pretty good.
Roll C. Wipe.
Well, covering the world now,
Stand
a
by
boss
A
in
with.
Australia shocks his
Roll A.
staff by
Wipe.
handing out some
Animate.
incredible bonuses. All 1,800 workers
Animate
at this
out.
bus depot
Tagging 3
received
straight.
bonuses of around $30,000 each. As you can
Ready,
imagine,
3.
they were thrilled. At first, they even thought the bank deposit was a mistake.
Take.
The boss handed out those bonuses after he sold the family
C's
business
next.
for around $400
Then 4 and a
million.
wall with.
He says he wants
Ready,
to
C.
reward all of the people who have
Roll
contributed
C.
to his success.
Take sound full.
Travis
Stand by
Blair
4
has
with.
the American Meteorological Society seal of
Dissolve
approval.
cue. Animate.
Pretty impressive, but I tell you what, if somebody
Animate
threatened
out.
me just a few minutes ago if I say
right.
the word blizzard
So I am
again,
from
that they
here.
were going to get very upset with me because we've said blizzard so many times. But I can't say blizzard enough just to remind us when we had the blizzard last year. Okay, I think I've pretty much got his goat now. Anyway, we're talking about areas of rain around the area. I mean, you look at the United States, you can go maybe up into northern Maine and find some snow. Oh, gee whiz. Around Oklahoma, though, we did end up with these showers and storms forming right in the area south
3 minutes,
of
3.
I-40, moving to the east. They have now since moved off all the way to the Mississippi River. So it has been kind of a march, so to speak, across southeast Oklahoma. A little bit of hail with that. Tomorrow night and extending the forecast on into really Friday and Friday afternoon, there's a pretty good chance we'll get some decent rain around here. But we've just wrapped up January. Take a look at these statistics. As you would expect, we were way, way above normal. I mean, this is amazing compared to last year, 10.1 degrees above last year. So where do we rank? This has to be the warmest January ever. No, it's the 7th warmest. That surprised me. I thought we'd be close to the first, but no. I guess if we were around 2006, wasn't that long ago, guess what? It was a really warm January as well, 48.4, and I had forgotten about that. And we're down at 7th, and we're tied with 1914. Interesting statistics on January, so it has been this warm before. That's another gorgeous day to start February. Remember, tomorrow is Groundhog's Day. Kind of excited about that. 65
2 minutes,
temperature, 27% humidity. Dew point is at 30, a light north wind, and we have a north wind and it's 65 degrees. That's almost unheard of, especially for this time of year. Today's 67, just pretty much just shellacked the normal high of 50. We're talking about an overnight low of 37, so we started February, obviously, well above normal. Temperatures across much of eastern Oklahoma still enjoyable in the 60s. A little bit cooler in the southeast where we've had cloud showers and thunder showers during the course of the afternoon, even a thunderstorm or two. Now, as we go through tonight and into the morning hours, things are quiet. Not much going on. With clear skies in place and medium air mass, it's not real dry, so it will not drop a ton. We'll be in the upper 20s and frosty across the northern tier, and in the low to mid 30s to upper 30s to near 40 south. We'll start to see clouds on the increase tomorrow as we have this next new storm system coming in. This is a big one. One of the biggest ones we've seen in a while. Temperatures will once again, though, be in the 60s. We have a strong southeast wind influence coming in on that. Here's a broad view so you can kind of see what's coming up with this storm. Pushed the button too fast. I was so excited. Can't believe I did that. You have to wait till 6 now. You have to join me at 6. Anyway, we're talking about temperatures at 36 tomorrow morning, 60 by the time we get into noon, and by the time we get in the afternoon, cloudy skies and 66, and then the chance of rain starts tomorrow night. Can't believe I did that. But anyway, here's what it looks like. We're talking about good chances of rain late tomorrow night, excellent chances of rain on Friday, and this is across a big chunk of Oklahoma. So really that's going to help with the winter wheat across much of the state. And then we kind of taper off on Saturday. Notice how we'll go to more of a gustier north wind, but this is a big day. We should see 1 to 2 inches of rain potential across eastern Oklahoma. That'd be awesome. Now, if you're in southeast Oklahoma, you go, could flood. Well, it might with some of the additional heavy rains. But notice then we start to get colder. I mean, real February finally. We'll have to go back to get those coats back on. Temperatures in the 20s at night, frosty mornings, and afternoon highs in the upper 40s to around 50. So that is kind of a significant shift, so to speak. But we're talking about, again, incredibly nice weather for the next few days, and I can't believe you just push this little green button, it just goes.
It's all the electronics.
It is.
It's not
I got excited, and I shouldn't have touched it. That's
it's exciting. Yeah. All right, thanks, Travis.
All right, take 3 music.
Which Thunder Star will be out with an injury tonight against Dallas? And high school football players choose their colleges. It's National Signing Day. Sports is next.
Fade this for your break. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll D and fade up sound.
This is News on 6 Sports with John Holcomb.
Dissolve Q animate.
Some call it a necessary evil. Like it or not, the future for college football programs begins anew each year on this National Signing Day. The Big 12 champs, OSU, signed 22 players, including Wagner star Kevin Peterson and former Booker T. Washington standout Calvin Barnett. OU signs 25, including Jenks' Alex Ross, JUCO running back Damian Williams, and Heritage Hall receiver Sterling Shepard. And TU signs 20, including Cassia Hall's Connor Sherwood and Midwest City running back James Flanders. 13 Oklahomans in all. Of course, the entire list for each school and much, much more can be found at newson6.com. Away from the dotted lines and the fax machines, there's high-level basketball to be played. The Thunder wrapping up a 3-game road trip by taking on the Mavs in Dallas tonight. Starting forward Thabo Cephalosha is out again, still nursing a sore right foot. On the college level, the Sooners, fresh off that second win over Kansas State, are in Lawrence to take on the Jayhawks. 3-5 in Big 12 play. Kansas tied for first with a 7-1 mark. The game tips at 8 inside Allen Fieldhouse. Last night in Lubbock, the Cowboys put their nearly 2-year Big 12 road losing streak to bed, beating Texas Tech 80-63. Sophomore Markel Brown led the way with a career-high 30 points. The pass from Brian Nash there. The Cowboys made 33 of 35 free throw attempts. Cowboys now 4-5 in the league, 11-11 overall. The Red Raiders still winless in Big 12 play. Tough season for Billy Gillespie in his first year out there, but if and when he gets his type of players out there, the Red Raiders will not go winless in Big 12 play.
We'll see a whole different thing.
There's your bold prediction for that.
That's pretty good. We'll remind him of that, won't we, Travis?
That's right. Trust me on that. He reminds me about these forecast things. Hey, no kidding. We're talking about another good day, though, coming up for tomorrow. We have one more day in the 60s before it kind of gets stormy on Friday. Yes, we'll still be around 60 or so on Friday, but good chance of rain, some heavy rains as well. Then that should taper off and cool off for next week.
Stand by 2.
All right, thank you. And thank you for joining us at 5 o'clock. Have a great evening, everybody. CBS is next. We'll have more local news coming your way.
And run it back.
Have a good one.
And go ahead and go in there. Let's go airport next. Stand by airport. 10-second show. And dissolve. And stand by your brake. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fade this. Roll your brake.
Hugh, are you coming to
Nice
tell
job,
everyone
everyone.
what a great job they